Hey YouTube. So today I wanted to share how I manifested the love of my life. This has been a long time coming. I've had a lot of different thought processes around this topic, but I finally was like, hey, what the heck? Excuse me. It's a self-care, self-love channel. So why not talk about how I did it for myself? Of course, it started with me. It started in me, to me, for me. And with that point of view, then I was able to recognize how much love I have always had around me from very different, I don't want to say unconventional or non-romantic ways. Like when I think back on my relationships, that wasn't love. And I'm like, I can't believe I was even saying, I love you, I love you. You know how we say it first, but you don't really mean it. You don't really like to your core, like understand the depths of when you say you love someone. Looking back, I'm like, wow, I didn't love those jokers at all. I had love for two of them. Two. Had love for. Let's break that down. Having love for someone is like, you're cool. We're cool. I ain't mad at you. I don't want anything to happen to you. Good luck in life. I wish you well. May life take you far. May all your dreams and wishes and ambitions come to you. Peace and blessings, light and love, like all that. And you can be like, but yeah, no. My first memory of love has got to come through my mother and my father, because I saw in them an unwavering, unconditional support and presence. So no matter how many times I effed up, no matter how many times I truly disappointed them with making bad decisions and then believing somehow they didn't understand, they never changed how they treated me. They never changed how they did anything. And then add on grandkids, like their love expanded because they were a part of that. It's like this umbrella. And when I was able to really, with such a grateful, deep appreciation for my parents and all that they've done, like I was just like, wow, that is a love that I could only then say that I had given, but to my children and my siblings, because my siblings came from my parents. Because we're all connected. That is like that blood thing. Like your family, your siblings, and even my children. Because my children are older now and they've matured in a way that they kind of know, like life happens, things happen, and mommy isn't always going to be they've seen me cry, they've seen me disappointed, they've seen me I don't want to say worried, because I've kept that in check, not to make them not to scare them, that always know that we're always going to be okay. But but the extension of my understanding and giving of love, when it expanded to my children, then I really knew what this thing was all about. I really, really knew what this thing was all about. And then, so that's how I was able to look back on relationships and say, wow, I was doing life with people. And I was saying, like, right now I'm feeling like right now you're my favorite person. You make me laugh. We can kick it. But, start stressing me out or start doing what, don't work for me, I'm out. It's not hard for me to sever that. I didn't have a hard time doing that. Even with even early on, before I had a huge amount of self-love and self-care, before I even knew that was a thing and that's what I needed to do, I remember just filtering through these people like, next. I didn't have too many, like, it's going to take me a long time to get over this one kind of thing. And these weren't serious things. You don't live with everybody. You don't, make children with everybody. But wow, when I started seeing my children's personality come out, when I started experiencing my children's opinions and their realizations and their viewpoints of the world, I was just like, oh, we have a true connection. And I know, blurring the lines of being friends with your kids, there's mixed emotions and opinions about that, but I can truly say that my children are my friends because I have fun with them, I enjoy them, and they are my peace, and they are my refuge in a sense, and they are like, they get me, they know me, they can connect me. My daughter can look at me and ask me what I'm thinking, what's on my mind. My 5-year-old can ask me, why'd you look like that? Because you saw something. I'm like, yeah. Call it a Virgo thing, call it a daughter thing, call it a friendship thing, call it a connection thing, call it a love thing. When we cuddle and we are close and we are, eating together, or giving thanks together, or just having, our little heart-to-hearts and stuff like that, that emotion, that vibration, all the bliss that comes from that is so beyond what I've received from other things that I was out here grasping for with people from the opposite sex, or any kind of partnership, friendship, whatever, because it was always conditional, or it was always, based on their mood, based on my mood, what's going on in life and where you're at and what you got going on, all these other things. My parents, their love was steadfast, and then my connection with my children. There's nothing that my children could do to keep me from loving them. And that is, it's so fulfilling when you can look at it like that. So when you say, I want love, and I'm looking for love, and I'm hoping for love, you have love, but how are you looking at the love? How are you appreciating the love? How do you love yourself? Because how you love yourself is going to determine the mirror of whoever comes into your life to show you you. So when I got on the other side of this thing, I was like, I can't believe it's been 4 years I've been single. There's no lack. I'm not feeling like I'm missing anything. So when certain individuals came along, it was like, duh, because this is how I roll. This is how I get down. Of course I will accept this, because this is what I deserve, because this is what I've gifted myself. This is what I give my children. My time, my quality time, my help, my essence, my presence, my laughter, my personality, my joy. That is the gift. That is the love. And sharing that with friends and family, like, they don't need you to be doing anything other than just be doing you. They've seen you at your lowest point. When you're at your lowest point, they also, too, allow you to go through that, and they love you through that, too. Mistakes, they love you through that, too. It just takes a matter of time. We allow each other that time to get over this thing, to grow through this thing. My parents never made me feel like, through my mistakes, or lessons learned, rather, that they doubted who I was, to where they didn't want anything to do with me. And so it is with my children. It's unconditional. Conditional, you cross me the wrong way, we're done. It takes time to build something where it's like, no matter what, I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to let that be a thing where the love comes into question, love comes into play. So when you give your power away and you start realizing that you're losing yourself, and you think you need this love from someone to be validated, to be you, to feel like you are important and you matter and you're wanted and accepted and cherished, you gotta switch that right when you feel like So if you're having a bad day and you don't reach out, my need for love, or my love in a whole, isn't wrapped up in whether you call or not, whether I ever see you again or not. But my connection and my love with my children, now that I would feel. That's love. My parents, I would feel that. That's love. That's when you know it's love. If I went off on the deep end and self-sabotage my own life and started going backwards in some way, I would impact myself. I'd be like, girl, what's going on? You're not loving yourself enough. We need to get ahead of this thing. We've come too far. What's going on? Friendships, best friends can be like that. We don't give friendships and true connections, family connections and friendships, enough credit for the love that we say we're always looking for. I've had friends for 15 plus years, and we have been through highs and lows. And I can say I love them because we are still a thing. Now show me some of these relationships lasting no more than 9 months, no more than a couple years. They were together for 5 years, married for 3 months, getting a divorce. I mean, I'm not coming for anybody's dynamic, but you do have love. There is always abundant, and it's all abundant, and it's always around you, and it's always flowing through you because you give it to yourself first, and then you experience it at its purest form with your children because you birthed them, you brought them into this world, and they rely on you, and there's nothing you could ever do to make them think that, you know, you are disconnected in some way, because they need you. They rely on you, and you rely on them because they are an extension of you. That's like that phantom pain when someone is an amputee, they still feel that limb because it's connected to them. So when it's gone, it is missing and it impacts them because there's nothing that can remedy that. And we've seen that. We've seen mothers that their children have done some terrible things, and they are still there for their children. Because to her, she's like, look, out there, that was, my child was a murderer, a robber, a menace to society, but that's my baby. Who are we to judge? Women stay with abusers. Women stay with all kinds of things. Now they call that love. That's a whole nother level, but the love will make you do some crazy things. So if you can flip it around and make the love and see the love through you and see the abundance of love, you will be at a so much better place. No one can then reject you. No one can then say that I place you up here, I value you here, because you have it for yourself. You're giving it to yourself. You already know that you are loved. You already know that you are deserving. You already know that you're fulfilled. You already know that you're supported. Excuse me. That is how I manifested the truest love and the most, like I said, the most fulfilling love in my life. And it's always more to find, more to discover, more to create, more to give. Love is everlasting, and love is you can never deplete love. You know? So I hate to, looking for true love. I'm looking to find. I'm searching. You got to be really careful with the words that we give power to when it comes to even the basics of things, the little of things. And so that's what inspired me to make this movie, to share how it took years to kind of like put this thing together like a puzzle piece. Because I'm like, it would be great to, maybe one day. But I was like, no, today is the day. First of all, I love myself. God knows I am loved by my children. My children just feel me in a way that I cannot describe. The joy that they bring me, the connection that we have, watching them laugh and be light and be at peace and sleep. Oh my God, watching them sleep. I'm not giving my power away. So I hope that makes you see the richness all around you, and to where you don't put yourself in a box, and you come off needy. You come off like, oh, I don't have it. I don't have this thing. I'm searching for it. And if you're not blessed enough to have children, that's okay, because people love their pets. People love their hobbies. People love all kinds of things that fill them up and give them a sense of whatever. Add your descriptive word. Add that emotion, that feeling behind it. But it's possible. It's all possible. You know, manifesting really isn't that deep at the end of the day. It really isn't that complicated, you know? So you take the mysticism out of it and you take, you know, all that, like the self-doubt, then you can actually see the things come. Because we really are our worst enemies when it comes to like, oh, you know, life is so hard. Well, how are you helping yourself get through life? How are you thinking about yourself and your future? How? Because it all starts with the mind. And I just can't, you know, I don't know, like you have to live it to experience it and then see it run its course to like know, like, okay, I'm a believer now. I get it now. And then some people will never get it. Some people will never get it. And it's very sad, but you don't have to be one of those people. Don't find out the hard way. Don't be the woman that, you know, lost it all working in a fast food restaurant or working a dead-end job and just mad at the world. Nothing ever happens. No good luck. Life is this. Life is that. What was I? And you're just existing. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Hope this encourages you and encourage me. Till the next video. Peace. Bye.